Something that's always fascinated me with the martial arts is the lack of strategy. There are tactics, and if you separate strategy from tactics, strategy is the overview of the overall game plan, and tactics are the actual moves that you make during a combat or a situation. But the martial arts should be the home of strategy, and it's really not. I mean, it's surprising how little strategy there is. I mean, think about the strategy of sword play. And I spoke recently about the guy who was defending against a sword with his bare hands, and how ridiculous that looked. But that strategy he's using, the strategy itself may be valuable, but the thing that he's strategizing against is very unlikely. You're not likely in this day and age to come across someone with a sword. So whilst Musashi said that if you know one thing well, then you know all things well, there is a point in that. But why would you bother to learn or teach something which is not directly applicable? Other systems such as Wing Chun, the whole system is the strategy. There is very little strategy elsewhere in the system. There are no draws, there are no, and what I mean draw strategies, there are no fakes, no feints. There are very few in terms of maneuvers. It's the strategy itself is for a small person to be able to fight a big person. If you look at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the whole system is the strategy. And the strategy is get on your back as quick as possible and choke someone out. So it's a limited strategy, as is any strategy that presumes a certain situation. See, strategy is about meeting the unexpected, not expecting a certain thing when in fact it might never happen. If you live in a desert and you train to avoid cars, then you're wasting your time because you don't get many cars in the desert. And if you get run over in the desert, you are very unlucky. When it comes to strategy, we have to think about what is involved with strategy. What are we trying to achieve? And the goal of strategy is to do something better, get a better result than previously. So I've characterized these down to 25 individual stratagems, and in an acronym which I call FLIGHT, F-L-I-T-E. And I've got these down to 5 strategies based on focus, and that's controlling an opponent's focus, controlling his reaction, his direction, his attention, his emotion. And then there are leverage strategies, and leverage strategies are about energy and controlling that kind of movement and dynamism. And in there we have an energy strategy, which is about, for example, Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope strategy. You have recruitment, get bigger or get more people. Isolation, get someone on their own, divide and conquer. Alignment, align with a group even though you may not be part of that group. And pressure, which is to put someone under pressure and create stress. The next one is invulnerability. And invulnerability is about maneuver, creating examples, targeting, assessing risk, and exploiting advantages. The next one is timing. And timing is about patience, interruption, controlling pace, making the most of opportunities, or creating a delay. And the final one are the expectation strategies. And these are things such as duplicity, appearance, like the moonlight flit. You appear to be staying in a property, but during the night, you flit, you run away and don't pay the rent. Toughness, how tough do you look? Security guards and security men are designed or chosen because they look tough. They may not be tough, but often the toughness is enough, and that also comes into the bluff. Then you have the expectation itself. Surprise, one of the great strategies is to surprise. And if you've ever been knocked out, if you ever knocked someone out, it's generally the shot that you never saw is the shot that knocks you out. And finally, we have distance or a proximity strategy, and that is the closeness between you and an enemy, whether you want to move away or move in or do something else in between. So think about it, strategy. How is your strategy based? How does it work? Are you thinking about strategy, or is your whole system the strategy? And if it is, will it work?